Hi everybody, welcome back to Allison Bakes Your Day. This week I'm baking my friend Kirby's day and we are making some croissants! I love croissants! I'm so excited. So Kirby said she likes savory things more than sweet and that she loves breakfast food, so I thought it was the perfect opportunity to finally make croissants. This is something I have wanted to make for a long time. Here it is, this is the moment, we've arrived. Let's do it. I am using a different brand of butter than I normally do. This is Plugra. I have used it. Wow. If that's how the bake is gonna go, I'm nervous. Let's try that again. Now that I've got this very floured butter. I'm using Plugra. The recipe I am using says specifically to use a European butter because it has a higher fat content, which is just gonna make these bomb. We're gonna start off with this mixture here that I just dropped a butter bomb into. We've got our yeast and water mixture that we've been blooming, so we're gonna add that in. Melted butter and an egg yolk. Boop. Come together right now to feed me. I love croissants, you guys. Croissants are like my favorite thing. Now the fun part. To strengthen this dough that we've just kneaded gently in our bowl to bring it together, we are going to slap it. You just want to pick it up and slap it. It's gonna abuse that dough for a little bit. Just developing the gluten lightly, so that it holds together with all that butter that's going to go into it, so that we have nice buttery layers. You have some aggression, you just get angry at somebody, you just throw your croissant dough and you slap it on the table. Put it back into our bowl. Cover this with plastic wrap and we're gonna stick it in the fridge to chill for 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, now that it's rested for 10 minutes, it was exhausted from all that slapping. We're gonna do what's called the first turn. We are going to stretch this dough out a little bit, get a little bit malleable. So we're gonna take one side without tearing. You're gonna pull it up to stretch it and then bring it to the center. And you want to do that on each side of the dough. Pat, 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 because it's a good little dough ball. Good job, dough ball. Flip this upside down. Pat, 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 seam side down. Recover with your plastic wrap. And because that was just so exhausting, we're gonna let it rest again for 10 more minutes in the fridge. 10 more minutes of resting. It's very sleepy. Shh. Ta-da! We're ready for the second turn. Let's go this way. We're gonna do one more turn for a total of 2 turns. Let's start with this side. We'll just do another little pull. Stretch and fold. Pat, 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 pat. Be gentle with your dough. It's very fragile. I am singing to it 'cause it's delicate. Shh, shh. Be careful with your croissants. Wrap it in this plastic wrap and let it rest in the fridge for 25 minutes. God, you're so high maintenance. So high maintenance. Kidding, I love you. You're worth it. So worth it. Hush, little croissant, don't say a word. Mama's gonna bake you and make you good. Look at that. That yeast in it is really trying to rise. You can see that it's like pushing against the plastic wrap. It's like, let me out of here! We have to shape this into a 7 by 7 inch square. First, we're just gonna gently roll this to an oval. You want to still be gentle with this. Still a delicate dough, still a delicate flour. It's just a damsel in distress. We rescued you from the plastic wrap. Now we're massaging you between the wax paper. Ooh. Okay, 7 inches that way, 7 inches that way, nailing it gently but firmly. Want to roll the dough so that it becomes a square. Get in there. Fill it with the dough. Stop sliding. Making things harder. Rude. Be careful because the dough will burst through the wax paper if you're not careful. Oh, like that. It burst. Captain, we've got a leak. All right, friends. We've done it. We've started. We messed up a little bit already. That's okay. These are hard. These are hard. 9:57 p.m. We've done it, which means I will see you at 9:57 tomorrow morning. Good night. Good morning. Let's finish these croissants, shall we? It is 9:58. I am going to remove this, maybe, from the wax paper. Oh, it's so sticky. I feel like I'm performing surgery. I don't know why this happened. It doesn't always go well, folks. It doesn't always go well. The first step actually for this morning is to make this barrage, which I did off camera. You shape it into a 4 by 4 inch block of butter in some wax paper. Get your butter and cut up into semi-even pieces, and then you Okay, so I don't know why the wax paper stuck so badly. We're gonna try to make the most of this. I'm hoping I didn't lose too much dough because I definitely had to peel off a lot of dough with the wax paper that was stuck to it. It does say in the recipe not to press too hard. Again, gentle. It's a delicate flour. I don't know. Again, we're new to this croissant making. Okay, elongate, elongate. Experimentation. We're gonna take our butter block that we made. We are going to place it in the center of this diagonally. Diagon alley. Pull up each corner. I'm just gonna gently pull it up and stretch it over the butter to make a lovely little butter case, like so. Pinch all the edges together to make sure that none of the butter bursts out. You're trapped, butter. You're mine now. You shall never be free. You shall go inside the dough and you shall make layers. We shall make something beautiful together. We're going to flip this over. Lightly floured. Gently flour the top. Smooth it out. Make it feel nice and massage it. No, I'm just kidding. Don't touch it too much. Before we roll, you want to tap it down. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Getting that butter all up in there. We have to get this to 18 inches. Here we go. Even pressure. 10 inches is quite long. Okay, we will get there. Patience. Patience. Okay, all right, rolling pin. Yes, you're necessary, but like chill out. We take this side, fold it up like 3/4 of the way, and this goes like 1/4 of the way down to meet it. And then we take this larger side and we flip it over like that. Okay, well that looks right. Lightly tap. Wrap this in plastic wrap. It has to rest in the fridge for 1 hour. Dun, dun, dun. God, the butter is definitely separated and not evenly dispersed. I can feel it. Sassy butter. We are just going to continue to do this with the even pressure. So much pressure. You're almost there. Come on. Get up there. Get to 18. Fold is going to be different this second time around. We are going to take this bottom section here. We're going to roll it up like a third of the way, like that. And then we're going to take the top and we're going to layer that over so that it is even. There we go. We've made a little envelope, little foldy fold. Foldy fold. Wrap this back up into this plastic wrap. Now at this point in the process, you can choose to make this a 3-day process if you want to be extra fancy. And you can leave this to rest for 12 hours again. But an hour will suffice if you don't have the luxury of doing it over multiple days. And we are only going to do it for an hour because I don't have the luxury of multiple days. It's all in the timing. It's all in the timing. One thing I didn't tell you yet, because I wanted it to be a surprise, is we are gonna make a few of these croissants, cheese croissants. So Kirby said that she loves breakfast food and she is a vegetarian, so she didn't want any meat involved. But we are going to put some cheese inside of a few of the croissants just to see how that works. So we are going to use this cheddar gruyere mixture because I thought that sounded delicious. And we're just gonna grate some into this container and save it for later. So who can guess what that means? Huh? What do you think? Time lapse? Maybe? Our one and only for the episode? Yeah, let's do it. All right. I only did a little bit because we are only going to be yielding about 6 croissants. I'm gonna put a little bit inside and then we'll sprinkle a little bit on top of the ones that have the cheese. But I'm gonna keep this as cold as possible for the duration of the rest of the process because keeping things cold is the name of the game when you're doing laminated breads. Alrighty, we're gonna lightly dust this work surface with flour. We are gonna take this little square envelope pouch that we've made and we're going to send it a love letter. A love letter to croissants. We're going to roll this out to a thicker, wider rectangle. We want this to be about 10 by 10 inches. This is starting to spring back on itself. So I'm gonna rest it in the fridge again. I'm gonna rewrap it in this plastic wrap and we're gonna rest it for another 30 minutes. So see you then. Let's see if you've got enough rest. How you feeling? You good? Ooh, better. It's not resisting now. It's not springing back. Aha! Rest that gluten. Flip it over. Aha! He says every 4.5 inches, but that doesn't make any sense. And the recipe says every 1.5, and that seems too many. So I'm making executive decisions here. I'm gonna go in between, make little incisions at the top. I don't know, we'll see. These have gone a little bit off the rails, but we are gonna just keep powering on through. We are going to make a nice long cut with this knife. Everything is crazy. I don't know. We are going to put these back in the fridge. What can you do? Alrighty. This process has been interesting, we'll say that. Oh God, oh, don't stick. Stop it, just stop it. So now that they are cut into these triangles, we are going to stretch and elongate them a little bit. This one, I'm just gonna keep plain because I'm just feeling a little crazy about these. Roll this now. I mean, we're doing it. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Well, I see layers. That's something, right? Yeah. All right, now we're gonna place it seam side down onto our baking sheet here so that it doesn't unroll when it bakes. Definitely didn't cut them evenly. That's okay. I think I'm gonna do 3 plain and 3 cheese. Roll, roll, roll into hay. We're gonna sprinkle a little cheese in here. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit in the center here. We're just gonna keep it localized to the center here. It's gonna smoosh out as we roll it together, I think. See how cheesy we can make these. Now, I'm just beating an egg together to create an egg wash. I'm very gently going to do an egg wash on the top of these. This gives them their nice golden brown color. Gently, again, they're delicate flowers, these croissants, quite delicate. There's little layers in there, if you can see, so that's the whole process that we've done. These have to proof for 2 hours at 78 degrees. Ta-da! Look at how poofy they are. They're supposed to double in size, and I think they did a pretty good job. I'm still seeing some layers, some good lamination in spite of all of the pitfalls and weirdness that we had. Got our egg wash here. Another round of egg wash. Just wash it with some egg. We're going to sprinkle some cheese on top of these ones. With these, we're gonna sprinkle a little flaky sea salt on top. I've had the oven preheating to 400. And after all that folding and turning, and proving and waiting, they only need to bake for 15 to 20 minutes. Crazy, right? Bread. Bread, so silly. All right, in the oven we go. Oh my goodness. Look at these. Wow. God, they got such a nice brown color from the egg wash. The cheese is all bubbly and melted on here. These look amazing. In spite of all of the setbacks and the worries and the random frustrations with the dough and the butter and the things, we made croissants! Yes! Thank you so much for joining me for Allison Bakes Your Day. I hope I baked your day. Let's see if I baked Kirby's day. We're about to find out.
Oh, they look so flaky too. They're still warm, guys. Oh my God. This is solid. This is so good. Oh my God. I'm so happy that I have breakfast now for the next 2 days. This is awesome. This is the first time we did croissants. This is pastry level. This is like bakery level. I can go to the store and get this. Bravo.